What's up, besties? It's Ashley with AMCX Studio, and I am here with part 3 of Cricut Design Space Introduction 101. If you haven't watched part 1, go check that out. I talk about the left side of the toolbar, everything from new down to upload. If you haven't watched part 2, go check that out, where I go over all of the buttons up here in this topmost toolbar. Part 3, I'm going to go over this panel over here on the right, where it goes over slice, weld, attach, flatten, contour, grouping, duplicating, color sync, everything that's over here on this right side. If you are interested, stick around, I guess. Not I guess. If you want to know more about this stuff, stick around. I did a series a while back about Cricut in a minute, and you guys seemed to enjoy it, but there was some things that kind of really needed to be explained a little bit more. So I'm hoping that this series helps answer some of those questions, erase some of those doubts, and get you guys inside of Cricut Design Space, playing around and getting started making money, making crafts, doing whatever you want to do with your amazing craft machines. So without any further ado, we're gonna hop into this. Now, this top text here, show me your mistletoes, it's a part of a design bundle that I created. I will link that down below if you want to grab it. I uploaded this in part 1, we played around with it in part 2, but unfortunately for this particular setup, I'm not going to be able to use it, or I can, but these squares and circles are going to show you what I mean a lot. Like, I'm going to be able to demonstrate these different aspects, the slice, weld, attached, flatten. I'm going to be able to demonstrate those with this square and circle better than I would be able to with the show me your mistletoes. So we're going to play with these first, and then I'll come back and mess with those. Now, this first set, I'm going to show you what slicing does. If, you know, the image doesn't give it away, if the name doesn't give it away, we're going to layer a couple images together, and we're going to essentially cut them out of each other. It's going to give us a bunch of different shapes. So we're going to select our square and our circle. We're going to tap that slice, and as you can see, it has cut the square and the circle out of each other. We've got this piece, we've got this piece from the yellow, and because our two colors were different, we now have this blue piece and this piece. Honestly, it doesn't matter that they were different, because no matter what, it would have cut these different things out. I made them different so that we can really tell what's going on. You can create a lot of cool shapes with this stuff. If you want to reunite these two features, like this yellow piece with this other part of the yellow circle, you can hold shift down, and that will select both of them. You can select both of them over here, and then we can weld them, and now we have this circle and this piece. So we've essentially cut out that yellow circle from the blue thing, and we have two shapes. So that is slice using weld. This here, if you want to combine more than one shape to create one massive shape, you're gonna want to use that weld feature. So selecting both of the shapes, we're gonna hit weld, and now we've got this weird circly shape thing. We're going to move on, and I'm going to show you guys what attach will do. Attach, I used attach I think in the first video. If you have a lot of things that you want to stay in one place, like for example this text here, I'm gonna detach it really quick. I'm gonna take this stuff out so that you can see the difference. I'm gonna color all of these red. So this line here, I did not attach it. It's just, it is what it is, and when you upload it. This line here, we use the attach feature. When we go to make it, it's going to sort it out. See, mistletoes, we attached that beforehand, so everything stayed in one spot. The show me your moved around because Cricut wants to try to save you as much. Cricut thinks that it's saving you vinyl space. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're not, but that's neither here nor there. So they moved all of the letters around and nobody has time to place them. Now, if you're in a position where you're down to like your last crumb of red vinyl, this is probably a good thing for you, because then you can use those teeny tiny scrap pieces. But if you don't want to mess with that, if you don't have the time, the energy, I know that I definitely do not. I don't have the time. I got plenty of energy. I don't have the time to play with that. I don't have the patience to do that. You're going to want to use that attach. When you do that, it will group everything together, and it will let the machine know, hey, we need to keep all of these things together. I'm going to bring back all of our shapes. Now, I'm going to attach these two things. When you attach it, because you're telling the machine, keep this stuff together. The machine, when you hit make it, it lines everything up. Let me show you that real quick. The machine, when you hit make it, it groups all of the colors together, so that when you're loading your mats, every time you load the mat, it cuts that same color. So when you hit attach, it's automatically going to convert everything to one color. So that's something to keep in mind if you're trying, if that's just something to keep in mind. I can't come up with a good example for when you would want that, but besides like the text thing. But just know that when you attach it, it's going to turn it all to one color. You can detach it, which will separate the two pieces again, but you will need to change your colors by clicking it and hitting that underneath operation, tapping that square, changing your colors there. Now, if you don't want your stuff one color like the attach, you could also group it together. What grouping is going to do, it's still going to force, I already had that one group, let me ungroup it real quick. So what grouping is going to do is it's still going to force the machine to consider this one shape, but it's going to recognize that you've got more than one color going on. So I'm going to select these two shapes and I'm going to hit group. As you can see, the colors didn't change like they did when we did the attach. Now when we go through make it, let me clear out this stuff. I'm going to hide this set. Now when we hit make it, it's still going to recognize all of these different shapes, which is really what we want. Another thing that we can do, here we go, another thing that we can do is we can actually color sync everything together. So if you go up here to the top right side and you hit color sync, it's going to show you all the different colors that you have. If you want to move things around, like let's say that I want this yellow circle to become blue, you just drag and drop. You can still go through this process where you click it and then choose up here at the operations thing the color that you want, but it is cool to be able to just quickly kind of sort out things that you want. It's just one other way that you can do things. Now the next thing that you can do down here is flatten. Flatten is going to turn your whatever you've selected into a print and cut, print it off on your machine, print it off on your printer, and then cut it in your machine. I'll show you what that's going to do. See, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but the black outlines are now gone. Those black outlines, this is what the machine will go through and cut. Those lines show you exactly where it's going to be when it cuts. So those were the four major ones. This last button here, it is your contour. Let me pull up another. I'll show you what contour looks like with this show me your thing, because there's little holes in there. Now, contour, you'll use this if you want to pick out certain elements from a design. Like if there's an outline that you really like an outline of a character. I have a couple outline coloring books that I've downloaded from Design Space. You can upload those outlines and you can change colors of things. That is those four main topics: slice, weld, attach, and flatten. I'm gonna make another video to show you guys how to use contour. I tried to include it in this video, but I was just running out of time. I'm trying to keep them into those bite-sized Happy Meal nugget kind of information so that you can absorb everything and not get overwhelmed. If you're looking to learn more about contour feature and making something like this, we can absolutely run through that video in part 4 of the series. If you haven't seen part 1 or part 2, make sure you watch those. If you're wanting to watch part 4, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Check out all of these social features. I hang out on Facebook, the group, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, here. So make sure you hit that subscribe button for here. Like this video. It helps the algorithm. It makes me happy because I know that y'all are watching it and you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out. If you have any questions at all, be sure to leave them down in the comments below. If you've got suggestions for new videos, comment down below too, and I'll be sure to get those in the works. We've got a lot of things to do, a lot of stuff to make, and I am so excited to be on this journey with you guys on YouTube. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.